You know, when you're holding on to that seed, man, a lot of people are not going to be able to figure you out. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to look at you like you're some mystical creature, like you're some super saiyan, like you're some superhuman, you know, out of the world, unordinary, you know, entity. And they just seem to look at you in that way. People stare at you when you hold on to that energy, when you are retaining that energy, that life force. People cannot help but to try and figure you out, right? And sometimes they gotta stare at you a little bit extra hard to see what you're all about, because they can sense this magnetic force that's inside of you. And this is something that you cannot help. You may be somebody that doesn't like the attention. You may be somebody that doesn't like when people stare at you. I'm the same way. You know, I get a little salty when people stare at me longer than they should. And I don't like no attention. I don't care for it. But if I just find somebody's just staring at me constantly and can't take their eyes away, you know, I know that person is trying to study me, trying to figure me out without talking to me. And this will happen while being on retention. And it's always the ones that they don't know this practice. They're not aware of it. They don't know about it, right? They haven't found out about this practice. And quite frankly, you know, these people are NPCs, which stands for non-playable characters. And these non-playable characters in your life, they don't know. They don't know how to figure you out. They don't have the answers. So they're just going to keep staring. They're just going to possibly gossip about you and whatnot. But this is normal for someone that is retaining. You know? At this point, being on retention, that stuff doesn't bother me at all. It don't bother me. Because at this point, I know that I am building up my value as a man. I'm building up my self-worth. I'm starting to really recognize my value. And because of this essence that I continue to hold on to, that value only increases. Some people don't know what makes you, a lot of people don't know what makes you unique. What makes you you. Only you know what makes you you. They don't know the inner work that you had to do to be at this level, right? Some people like to look at you with envy in their heart, because they may be envy of the energy that you carry, and they don't know how to replicate that same energy, right? Some people don't know how you can be so calm, cool, collected all the time and not be stressed out in stressful situations. You know, some people don't know how you can handle, you know, the struggles of life and how you come back from things. They can't understand how mentally strong you are. They can't understand, you know, what makes you you. You know, you are unpredictable in the eyes of these people. You know what I'm saying? You're unpredictable. They don't know what your next move is. They don't know what you're going to do next. You know, they can't read your mind. They don't know what's on your mind. They don't know what you're about to do. You know, they have a hard time figuring you out. And this is what happens when you hold on to the energy that God gave you. This God-given energy can make you into a different type of cat, a different type of man. You practice, you hold on, you maintain, you retain. This energy can be a double-edged sword in your life. You know, it can bring out negative people, it can bring out positive people. You're going to have some haters, you're going to have people in your life that support you, that rock with you. You're also going to have people in your life that just don't like you. And that's par for the course, you know? You have to be ready for the hate, the negativity. Because our Lord, he was not loved. He was hated by many. If they hated him, they're going to hate you too. And when they can't figure you out, when people cannot figure you out, it bothers people to know that they cannot figure you out, that you're not predictable, that they cannot telegraph what your next move is going to be. Because you move so differently, you're not going to be predictable. You understand? When you're someone that's always predictable, you move the same way as others do. It's easy for people to figure you out. And when you always show your hand to people, you put out too much information about yourself, people are going to take advantage of that. Right? You got to keep them guessing. You got to keep people guessing. You don't want people to just know what your next move is going to be. You don't want people to know what you got going on. You don't want people to always have you figured out. Because this is how people can take advantage of you. This is how people can try and sway you and get one over on you. See, don't be fooled. Just because somebody's staring at you, just because somebody's trying to figure you out, that does not mean that person is looking to be an ally in your life. Doesn't mean they're looking to be a friend. See, what I learned in life is that when you are too vulnerable and you're too predictable and people can figure you out too easily, it just doesn't end well sometimes. And it opens the door for people to just walk all over you. When you become an open book to everybody, it just doesn't bode well. You know, it doesn't bode well for your mental health. It doesn't bode well for your energy. Because now everybody knows what moves you're making. Everybody knows your next steps. Everybody knows, what you've done and, all your business. And that's not good. That's not a good place to be in. When everybody knows your business. Everybody knows, everything about you. And you're an open book to everybody. It doesn't pay to be an open book to people. You have to learn how to strategically, give out minor information to folks. Say less and take more action. Don't talk a whole bunch of mess. Don't talk more than you have to. Limit to what you say to people. Limit the information that you give out to people. you know. But I wanted to make this video, let y'all know that this is one of the, little challenges, right? Or just one of those things that happen when you're on retention, where people want to figure you out, they try to figure you out, but they can't. Because they don't understand or comprehend the energy that you're holding on to. Now, some will. Some will already have you figured out because they're already tapped in. See, you guys that are tapped in, y'all already got me figured out. You already done know that I'm working on and improving to be the best version of myself. You already done know that I am improving every day. You already done know I'm on the right path. You already done know that I follow the Most High. I follow God. Right? Because you guys are tapped in. So you can see where people are at just by looking at them, how they move, how they talk, what their energy says. A lot of people are not tapped in, so they're not going to read people like how we can read people. They're not going to understand where that person's head is at. They're not going to understand what makes that person, what makes them, them. But see, we understand and we see people for who they truly are, whether it's positive or negative, because we're tapped in. And we know that energy does not lie. We read energy and we can read it well. One thing I said on my community tab, that I don't read minds, I read energy. I don't read minds, I read energy. And that's so important on this walk, to read people's energy. Right? Because once you read their energy, you have them figured out. Not all the way, but you have a basis of what they're all about. And to us, that's enough. That's enough information right there. With that being said, man, we're in a new month. It's time to grind. It's time to strive and be better than the day before, than the month before. Put God first. Don't let the devil attack your mind. This is Mr. Solo Dolo. Like for the algorithm. Subscribe if you are new. And I'm out, man. Peace.